We are going to start the largest mass deportation in the history of our country because we have no choice. It's not sustainable.
In Arizona, a storm is brewing. Proposition 314, following the legacy of SB 1070 and Trump's mass deportation agenda, has ignited a firestorm. Extremist politicians are at it again, repeating the same tired playbook of division and hate, fanning the flames of white supremacy to secure power. This isn't politics as usual. This is a blatant attack on our lives, our loved ones, and the communities that raised us. Proposition 314 is the latest attack in a long, ugly history of discriminatory lies aimed at criminalizing black and brown people, stripping away our political power, our livelihoods, and our right to exist. If this proposition passes, it will lead to rampant racial profiling, the criminalization of immigrant-owned businesses, and tear apart the very people and families that built up Arizona.
We're out here right now, community strong, for the House vote on HCR 2060, which is the anti-immigrant piece of legislation that's been making its way through the legislature about 2 months ago with the E-Verify. It's a strike-through amended bill now, regardless of the same harmful and hateful language. Since the original bill, it makes being here as an undocumented human a statewide crime, where then police officers, police agencies are able to enforce immigration law. And this is done with a blanket immunity, so there's no way to hold officials accountable if they violate our rights. So we're here with community to advocate against this. We know that this bill is unfortunately going to pass, and really the next question is, what are we going to do about this?
Please take a point of order into your microphone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem. I would like to raise a point of order on Rule 18, number D. No member shall interrupt another while speaking except to correct a mistake. Respectfully, Mr. Speaker mentioned that that we were reading the wrong bill and that there is no immunity. However, if we go ahead and look at the actual language of the Senate engrossed version, page 7, line 9 is where the section begins about complete civil immunity for state and local public entities, officials, employees, and contractors in the process of enforcing HCR 2060. So respectfully, the speaker is inaccurate in that statement.
Stop the hate! 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 Stop the hate!
They didn't want community to hear the racist stuff that they're saying behind closed doors, especially like them calling us criminals.
The question itself is, why do these police need full constitutional immunity? It's to attack brown people. You know, it's not attack the Scandinavian person or the Canadian person that comes down here as a quote-unquote snowbird. You know, they can pass, you know, they get to drive around freely, have out-of-country plates, have international plates, and they don't get questioned at all. But us here as citizens in the brown and black communities, we do get stopped, we do get questioned. Something happened to my father, a 23-year military veteran who was one day coming up here to take, chemotherapy. This was the days leading up to SB 1070. We got pulled over at a Border Patrol checkpoint, asked about our citizenship. You asked a man who served 23 years in the U.S. Army his citizenship, he kind of got offended. You know, he was going for chemotherapy in his last days. So he took my father to the car, he put him in handcuffs, set him on the curb, and pretty much treated him like a common criminal. I lived through the show me your papers days, and they sucked, and I don't want to live through them again.
Prop 314 will allow officers to harass and racially profile people in my community like Barrio Hollywood. People gather here, eat good food, be around good people, good vibes, and Prop 314 will negatively affect that forever.
Prop 314 feels like another blow, another attempt to strip our humanity and our right to be here.
We've already experienced family separation. Like, we already know what that feels like. We lost somebody really important to deportation. And because of that, our whole life was uprooted. And to think of that being a possibility again in our state and even more families having to go through that is something I can't
can't even cross my mind. Like, it's so hard to think of.
Yeah, I mean, with our experience, I would not wish that upon anyone, you know, that came with a lot of fear. It really was, I think the one word that I can put is fear, you know. When it happened, well, I was going to school, I was going to college, and I was getting my degree, and I had to stop. I had to stop because I had to become a grown-up from one day to another.
Yeah.
I went from worrying about paying my phone bill and going to school and doing my homework to having 2 jobs and taking care of a whole family.
We can't let Prop 314 pass because it will destroy families like mine.
Well, it all started, I was mentioning to somebody a little while ago, from childhood. You always have a vision to become somebody in life, you know, a business owner. So I focused on working hard, and I realized that these hot dogs, there was nobody doing them at that time when we started. So the passion started to be able to feed people and make them happy. I think the proximity with the state of Sonora, it's a lot of people, they moved from Sonora and Sinaloa, the northern parts of Mexico, so they're very familiar with this dish, and it's very traditional, cultural. I mean, who doesn't know the dogos in Hermosillo, the hot dogs in Obregon? So we have a concept that will please everybody from every city in the state of Sonora. Well, a lot of people may see a little hot dog stand, but let's be honest, we know that the small businesses is what makes the economy grow. So that's a fact. So when the small businesses are attacked or taken down, and then we are damaging the real economy, you know, especially in the state of Arizona. SB 1070, back in the day, that put us almost out of business. So those are the real challenges that we have faced. We have fear for our community and for our businesses, because a police officer is going to be deputized or authorized to ask you for your status. And that's always been a dangerous situation, you know. So I mean, who knows? I'm gonna get pulled over and I'm gonna be asked my citizenship, you know. And I have never been asked by a police officer, a local police officer, my citizenship. Why am I have to endure that situation, or why a hardworking citizen, undocumented, needs to face that situation? Because he's coming from work right now, he's tired, and then to having to go through that treatment, it's just unhuman, in my opinion. We are the engine of this country. I will reject Proposition 314, period.
Arizona is facing a defining moment, a test of who we are and what we stand for. Prop 314 isn't just a law, it's an attack on the soul of our communities. Will we let fear and hate dictate our future, or will we stand for compassion, dignity, and justice? We must ask ourselves, who do we want to be as Arizonans? Do we reignite the legacy of division, or do we choose inclusion? Do we uphold equity and opportunity, or allow fear to destroy the heart of Arizona? Arizona has always shown its strength when the stakes are highest. When we come together, we fight and we win. Stand up for your community and your family. Vote no on Prop 314. Together, we will protect our people and deny hate a sanctuary in our state.